This time it's obvious. It's me against the mafia. On my Illuminati. Keep it a buck, I'm the one you got a problem with. This ain't no black news or no Jabari dish. Real scholarship that'll sink your partnerships. Haters popping shit cause I'm on top of shit. First time I partnered it, this time it's obvious. It's me against the mafia on my Illuminati shit. Self-made,
never had a star,
never starter kit. Breastplate with sword, killing them on some Harlem shit. This is God.
Of course. Forget it. It's not gonna let me do it. So let's see. Okay. What's good, Marvin? So, as we hold on. Let me look real quick. Okay. So, as we picked up, well, to bring you up to speed, we've been going in on this loss of conservation. And really doing so really, really proves the goal to be false. Cause like, how can something, there it is. How can something be created and then, preach that it can't be created and nor destroyed? It doesn't make sense. Because saying so, you can't have one or the other, right? You just can't. You can't have one or the other. Hey, what up, Origin? Yeah, man, you can't have one or the other. You can't say that Earth was created by this and then turn around and be like, well, the y'all don't understand physics because the law of conservation of mass says this, the law of conservation of energy says that. You can't you can't say that the earth was created by this force, by this energy, and then preach the conservation of energy regarding the earth. You can't have it both ways. That's why I came up with the conclusion that earth was never created. Earth was always here. And it had a creator. It had a creator as, give me a second. Hello? D. Anthony. No problem. Sorry about that, fam. But that's why I said Earth was always here. It was never created. And like when I go back to my, let me see if I can find it. When I go back to my book, they said that every king needs a queen. You see the stuff I've drawn? Every king needs a every king needs a queen. And you see where the male who carries a pole, right? The male carries a pole or his staff. He stuck his staff into his queen's womb, the earth. They created everything that's inside of her. They created everything that's inside of her, or that's created everything that's actually that came outside of her. Like when you walk outside and you see the beautiful creation there. You see what I'm saying? She was here, and so was he. Now, Brother Sanchez say that the creator is neither man or woman. I kind of beg to differ, just slightly, you know. Um, but I say that the earth was always here, and it always had, it always had a donor to complete its creation. The creation that's within itself. But let me check on some things real quick. Let me know, how's my audio? Okay, got 4 people in. Cool. So how's my audio? Can y'all hear me? One. All right, fam. Appreciate that. So yeah, so let's just look into this laws of conservation of mass real quick. What in the world? Let's see. Then I'll zoom it in. So the laws of conservation of energy and mass. The law of conservation of energy, a fundamental concept of physics. You see that? It tells you right here. It's basically literal. A fundamental concept of physics state that the total amount of energy remains constant in an isolated system. It implies that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but can change from one form to another. So again, I ask people, how is this big fireball of energy? How does that back up the conservation of energy if it cannot be created nor destroyed, but yet it was created by the Big Bang Theory, by everything crashing together? Okay, so what it's saying is, no, the sun was not created; it was already here. The sun was already here, and so was the moon. But it can change it by it being light and heat. It can change from one form to another. Meaning it can change from hot to cold, which backs up the law of thermodynamics. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it backs up the law of thermodynamics, which we can probably get into that a little later. What does it say? Then it goes on. The law of conservation of mass states that the total amount of mass remains constant in an isolated system in spite of any physical or chemical changes that may take place. This right here really backs up flat Earth. Look, the total amount of mass. Ooh, our beautiful Earth is so massive, but it was never created. It was already here. It remained constant, and it's been constant and isolated ever since. These are things. See, if we are true seekers, we really need to look into their own science, their own vocabulary. We really need to look into this because they have this bullshit in the same chapter. They talk about the Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory expanded and collided or whatever, expanded and created everything. But then you read a few paragraphs down, or you flip over to the next chapter, or you flip over to the page in the same chapter, you got the law of conservation of energy or the law of conservation of mass in the same sentence. I mean, in the same chapter, one page over. This right here is the biggest contradiction to the globe. You feel me? This is the biggest contradiction to the globe. Let me see. Let's go on a little long. Let me see. Okay. See, these are games though. So let me go back in. Good thing I brought it up on the kids site. Let's just look into the conservation law altogether. I see Origin 1 in the building. What's good, fam? In physics, a conservation law states that a particular measurable property of an isolated physical system. It's telling you right here, man, this is the shit that we need to take literally, man. Does not change as the system evolves over time. So fuck you, Neil deGrasse Tyson. The Earth was never a spherical rotating Earth that changed over time and flattened out. It tells you right here, the physical system, the physical appearance of our world will not change as the system evolves over time. So boom, I'll use your own physics against you, little bitch. You too, Bill. Now look at this shit. Exact conservation law includes conservation of energy, conservation of linear momentum. We'll get into that probably tomorrow or Thursday. Conservation of angular momentum. We'll also get into that tomorrow or Thursday. Conservation of electric charge. Never heard of this one, but it's pretty much self-explanatory. Basically, electricity cannot be created nor destroyed either because it's all natural. It's all nature and physical of this world. There are also many approximate conservation laws which apply such as quantities of mass, parity, Lipton number, baryon number, strangeness, hypercharge, etc. These quantities are conserved in certain classes of physics, but not in all. A conservation law is usually expressed mathematically. You see that? You see how they have to express it mathematically as a continually equation, a partial differential equation, which gives a relation between the amount of quantity and the transport of the quantity. So the equations are only there when explaining this to go in detail how this law is transferred from one place to the next or one object to the next. That's it. It doesn't explain how the law works, because you can't put a number on infinite. You can't put a number on infinity. Time and conservation goes together. Okay? Because there's no beginning there's no beginning to the birth of earth. Now nor would they be an end or destruction to earth, because earth cannot be created nor destroyed. So all y'all out there listening, you need to stop going to that fear mongering and stop falling into the popular opinion talk about the earth is going to be destroyed or the earth is coming to an end. It's not coming to an end by common collision. It's not coming to the end by the hands of Jesus. So the rapture is bullshit. Armageddon is bullshit. You do not fall into that. We're gonna be dying. We're gonna be dead. Before we die, until we dead, teaching our kids, letting our kids learn about the end of the world. The end of the world is never ever coming. The earth is infinite. I'm somewhat on the fence about an infinite plane or whatever, but I'm definitely sure that it is an enclosed system. It can be, I believe it can have an enclosed barrier and still be infinite at the same time. Maybe our compasses is what makes when we use our compasses, it makes it infinite. Because it takes us around in circles where we can never find an end to our beautiful flat plane. But one thing we all true seers can agree on, that there's no curvature, there's no rotation of motion. Everything is motionless and stationary. So this is just, a few things. It could have another meaning. Yeah, it could. I love infinity. Hey y'all, board Geosis, how you doing? Like I said, yeah, man, I'm doing a little show. I'm just throwing together a little quick show, real quick on this. You know, um, let me see, where did I go? It states the amount. There it is. It states the amount of the conserved quantity at a point or within a volume can change by the amount of quantity which flows in and out of the volume. AKA, example, water. From Noether's theorem, each conservation law is associated with symmetry and the underlying physics. Conservation laws are fundamental to understanding our physical world, in that they describe which processes can or cannot concur in nature. In what they describe what processes can or cannot occur in nature. For example, the conservation law of energy states that the total amount of energy in oxidation system does not change, though it can change form. In general, the total quantity of the property governed by the law remains unchanged during physical processes. With respect to physical with respect to classical physics, conservation laws can include conservation of energy, mass, or matter, which mass is the amount of matter that makes up the object, linear momentum, angular momentum, and electric charge. With respect to particle physics, particles cannot be created or destroyed except in pairs, which means you can't create hydrogen, you can't create oxygen, but you put them together. Hey, what's up? What's up? Empress Luke. Que pasa, hermano? But when you put them together, they make water. But I beg to differ on that. I say that water can't be created either because water was already here. However, water can be extracted or what, as they say, change form. Water can be broken down to back to helium. I mean, back to hydrogen and oxygen. But water can't be created either. It can only be extracted. They're just like when people think, when you put ice, when you fix a cup, a ice cold glass of tea or Kool-Aid or something, and the temperature and the environment, the temperature around the environment, the atmosphere is warm, and you start to see that condensation fold up on the outside of the glass. That's not true enough. Yes, there's condensation, but only thing that's really doing when you think about it, only thing it's really doing since the Earth is since basically the air is a fluid anyway, only thing that's really doing is abstracting the moisture out the air. That's why it's on the outside of the glass. You know, when when that cold glass sits in that warm atmosphere, it even though we can't feel or see the moisture in the warm atmosphere, the glass is all it's doing is extracting. Y'all seen how y'all probably seen that one Jim Bean's commercial with that actress Mila Unick and and how they say that they extract the new Jim Beam, the new blend they extracted from hickory wood or whatever. That's all it is. They extract because, whatever contents make up hickory wood are permanent. Obviously it seems that you can extract some type of moisture out of it. Like how many times y'all been in the hey, what up, spherical cow? How many times have y'all seen being in the kitchen with your mom or your grandma or whatever, and they're baking cookies or something, and they use that vanilla extract? You see what I'm, you see what I'm saying? They use they use that was extracted from something without taking the whole the whole mass of the matter of its mass or whatever that it came from. Ken, what's good, homie? How you doing? Let me mingle out with the chat real quick. So what y'all doing out there, man? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling out there? What up, Ken? What's good, bro? Y'all doing all right? Watching the sky clear real quick. That's what's up. Yeah, man, I'm doing good. Buer, Boer, Bauer. I say Bauer. I'm doing good, fam. Appreciate it. Y'all want to join the panel? Let me know. Look like the spacecraft. What? You should get on the panel and let me see it, man. And they got their music loud upstairs. Let me go ahead and go in a little more on this. Let's see. With respect to particle physics, okay. With respect to symmetries and invariance principles, principles that won't vary. Sun and moon just went live. The three special conservation laws have been described associated in inversion. Look at that. Associated with inversion or reversal of space, time, and charge. You see that? They're trying to associate something that cannot be created with something that was created through an expansion, through an explosion, or whatever. The conservation laws are considered to be fundamental laws of nature, with broad application in physics as well as other fields such as symmetry, biology, geology, and engineering. Most conservation laws are exact or absolute in the sense that they apply to all possible processes. Some conservation laws are partial in that they hold from some processes but not for others. What was that? What's good? So, exact laws, as I was getting into. Exact laws, conservation of energy and or mass. It's literal. The earth is massive, right? So the conservation of this massive earth is saying that the earth was never created. The earth was never created, not by Jesus, not by the Big Bang. A lot of flat earthers are probably going to crucify me for this. But we have to look for the truth. We just cause this conservation law is in the science book does not mean that we're gonna exclude it out or that we're gonna exclude it. We're just gonna just ignore it or whatever. Just because it's in a book full of lies. They threw some lies beside it or whatever, but when they involving non-living matter being converted into living matter, right? You see what I'm saying? Only destruction has come from an explosion so far as I know, right? But they pushing this fear mongering that an asteroid is going to be in the path of Earth and it's going to destroy, therefore making the Earth explode. It's going to destroy Earth. Just getting people all riled up, looking up in the sky, wondering when that day is going to come. The end of the world is never going to come. The world is infinite, just like time. There's no beginning of earth. There's no beginning of time. There's no ending to earth. There's no ending to time. We put numbers on everything to control people. We put a number on time. We put a number on time to control people. We put a number on earth to control what they teach us. You feel me? What else up in here? Conservation of electric charge. Let's be nosy, why don't we? Vocabulary word, family. It's all it is. It's just a story to tell over a campfire. In physics, charge conservation is a principle that electric charge can neither be created nor destroyed. The net quantity of electric charge, the amount of positive charge minus the amount of negative charge in the universe, is always conserved. So, universe meaning our universe. Uni means one. Verse meaning yourself, basically. So the positive and negative charge within ourselves is always conserved. We're conservative people. We're very conservative people. Charge conservation, first proposed by British scientist William Watson in 1746 and American statesman and scientist Benjamin Franklin in 1747, a year apart, I see. Although the first convincing proof was given by Michael Faraday in 1843. The first convincing proof is now discovered and demonstrated both here and in Europe, that the electrical fire is a real element and species of matter not created by friction, but collected only. Boom! Boom! Disproof of the vast universe, disproval of the Big Bang Theory, because the Big Bang Theory said that species of matter created altogether to make up this large mass, this floating wonderlessly through the universe. Boom! All you gotta do is research, man. You see what happens when you find a little research? Charge conservation in a physical law states that the change of an electric charge in any volume of space is exactly equal to the amount of charge flowing through the volume minus the amount of charge flowing out of the volume. In essence, charge conservation is an accounting relationship between the amount of charge in a region and the flow of charge into and out of that region. Mathematically, we cannot. Mathematically, we can state the law as continuity equation. And here's the equation: the quantity of the electric charge is equal. Let me see. Is equal plus is basically equal to what it puts in as much as it put out. It's equal. It's constant. It stays the same. Oh, that's nice. Verse song, universe one song. Right. There you go. Thanks for correcting me, Marvin. So uni means one. Verse means song. So we basically within our own song. You know what I'm saying? We create the universe how we make it. Although conservation charge requires that the total quantity of charge in the universe is constant, you see that? You see how I just figured this damn equation out without even reading the rest of the article? It leaves open to the question of what a quantity is. Most evidence indicates that the net charge in the universe is zero. That is, there are equal quantities of positive and negative charge. Boom. Duh. Common sense. So the first law of electricity, the electromagnetic field theory vector calculus can be used in expressive law terms of charge density in coulombs per cubic in coulombs per cubic meter. And electric current density. This is called the charge continuity equation. The term on the left is the rate of change of the charge density at p at a point. The term on the right in divergence, remember that movie? Divergence is the current density J at the same point. The equation equates these two factors, which says that let me see. which says that the only way for the charge density, that the only way for the charge density at one point to change is for a current charge is for a current of charge to flow into or out of that point. This statement is equivalent to the conservation of for current. Yeah. Thank you, Origin One. So yeah, so if you just tuning in, go ahead and hit that like button, share the video. Um, Go ahead and share the video, tweet the video. Tweets do work. I've noticed. Let me, matter of fact, let me share my own video. I see we got 7 people up in here. That's what I'm talking about. There it is. See, got 5 likes already. This what's up, fam. But yeah, my next few shows, we're gonna be building on conservation, and we really have to stick to it. We really have to stick to it. Like Brother Sanchez said, we need to eat the fish and we need to spit out the bones. Because it's telling us in plain sight, it's telling us in plain sight that the earth was never created. But it's gonna throw some bullshit out there just to throw the Big Bang Theory in there and be like, well, you know, the universe was enclosed or something. Now, how the universe is enclosed and expanding at the same time? No, you can't have it both ways, fam. But yeah, that's what it's saying. You see. Am I lagging out? How's everything? Am I lagging out? All right, cool. Yo, Origin, you want to get on the panel? You want to get on the panel, fam? There it is. Okay, I got you. All right, Empress, send me your email, fam. I add you to the back chat. Oh, okay. Give me a second, y'all. All right, I gotta do it like this now. Mm? Girl, you better get in the shower and watch that thing. Let me see. I'm trying to find you, Origin. Let me see you up in here. I'm trying to find you one that. Okay, I found the back chat with you in it, Origin. There you go. No, that's not what I want to do. Now, let's say, all right, then, fam. No problem, homie. Now, let's say that evolution is real or whatever. What if everything created and changed form here on Earth? Not saying that, that bullshit people evolved from monkeys and no. That's never been proven, nor can it be tested. Nor can it be tested. As a matter of fact, I'm not expecting I'm not expecting any magical experimentation of of throwing uh, a monkey in a lab using an experimental drug or whatever and watching them become close to human. No, this is the experiment I want to. I this is the experiment I want to see proven. Okay, I want to see an experiment of a monkey or an ape or a chimpanzee or gorilla's blood cell. I want to see it. I want to see it evolve into a human blood cell. I want to see somebody take a blood sample from any primate, okay, from any primate, take the blood cell from any human, and I want them to be the same blood types because I believe animals have blood types as well. Who knows? I could be wrong, but I'm just saying, just in case they do, I want to see an animal. I want to see a primate's blood cell get put under a microscope, take a human blood cell, get put under a microscope, leave it there. You know, it's gonna have to be in a very cold environment so the blood won't dry up and whatever, and you just left with the DNA and not the abstract of the DNA. Okay, but I want to see that. Leave it in there for leave it in probably 10-degree temperature for let's say for a week. If it doesn't change in a week, do it a month, do it a few months, and see if that primate's blood cell have have any way, form, or fashion evolving into a human blood cell. Until the experimentation is done, evolution from monkeys to people is bullshit. I'm just saying. All right, then. That's what I'm saying, man. It's bullshit. Let me cut my camera off real quick in case my family walk in. I'm going in today. I'm finna make me some palomitas. Let me make me some palomitas real quick. So I don't want to hear this. You know, no, it's been done. It's been done. No experimentation has been done to prove evolution. Therefore, the law of conservation of energy and mass is is uh is a fact, because energy have never changed or transferred from a primate uh to had never transferred from or changed from a primate into a human being. No, and their masses, a primate's mass cannot change into human mass either. But like I said, until any fucking scientist, Neil deGrasse Tyson, even the TV scientist, Bill Nye, anybody at NASA, until they can show me, take a blood sample from any primate and take a blood sample from any human and put it in a sub-zero temperature scientific lab and leave it there for months under a microscope in those temperatures or whatever, I want to see those blood cells fuse into a human blood cells. If that primate blood cell and that human blood cell repair from each other, that proves that evolution is bullshit. Because if we evolved from monkeys, their blood cell will fuse with the human blood cell. If that don't happen, it's bullshit. Now spread that word. I'll be with y'all back in a minute, class. Give me one moment. Okay, I'm back. I gotta let my food warm up some. You straight dude. Evolution is a big pipe dream, man. Well, come on, man. Let's go ahead and get this panel open, man. I don't want to be up here talking to myself, man. I mean, I know I'm talking to y'all, but still, I don't want to be up here talking to myself. I need to put this over here. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let me appreciate the likes, fam. All right. Excuse me. I wish Brother Sanchez was here. I'm sure he probably, doing his research and working and, you know, putting stuff in, putting that work in, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? He got so many projects I know he's working on. All right. Got that. It's straight doo-doo. It's straight mud-doo-doo. ah, that's all we ask. and y'all need to take that. Y'all need to take this question and use it as your own. If evolution is real, when you go to all these fucking globe channels, um, Earth Discussions 2.0, Red's Rhetoric, Soundly, GED Globe Earth Discussion or whatever. Fucking Tim Bitchman. When you go to all these globe channels or whatever, you need to ask these motherfuckers if evolution is real. They need to get a scientific lab in sub-zero temperatures, cause that's the only way it can be done when using blood. That's why a lot of doctors and stuff when they working with blood work or whatever, it's extremely cold. You know what I'm saying? In sub-zero temperatures, or so I should say sub temperatures. It can be 10 whatever, with sub-zero temperatures. Let's just say, or freezing temperatures, and they need to use this. They need to take a blood sample from a primate and a blood sample from a human. If them two blood cells do not fuse together, as we were all believed through evolution, if they repel each other, that means that means that on a primate's blood never ever fused with the human to become human, or never changed or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To becoming to the human. But real quick, I'm getting long winded. We got Huey on the panel. Who else we got up on here? Origin One, what's good, fam? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Introduce yourself to the panel, fam.
What's up, JT? It's Origin One, bro. Chillin'.
What's good, Origin One?
What's up, Huey? Oh, good.
You know, I'm Gucci. Same story, different chapter. Let me see. I'm gonna have to turn your mic up, Huey. There it is.
Yeah, I had put a link in the backpack earlier. Song from Talib Kweli, and he was talking about energy. When we was talking about yesterday on the particular song that I had. I wanted you to check that out.
Okay, okay. It's in the back. It's in the same back chat that I sent this link to.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Right, right, right. I definitely will. It definitely will. I wish I could play it now, but it'll start lagging and stuff, and the video won't play because I'm working on my laptop. I got like shit. I got like 20 processes working on my laptop right now. So you feel me?
Right. Stay working. Stay working.
Huh? Yeah, I mean we still building. Oh, okay. Okay, tell us say what's up. But yeah, we still building on the laws of conservation. We still building on the laws of conservation. And like I say, the earth, like Brother Sanchez said that he would disagree and say that the creator is neither male nor female. But I mean, what if it is both? But at the same time, they're a power couple. What if the creator is male and female as a power couple? Since since basically when you understand the laws of conservation of mass, they try to use that and then use it to explain how massive the earth is, how massive the globe is, but was the globe was created by Big Bang theory, by some explosion or expansion. But yet they try to use the conservation of mass that states that in an enclosed system, isolated system, it cannot nothing can be created nor destroyed. But the earth is so massive. So that's where I came to the conclusion. The earth is so massive, it it lives by the conservation of mass and the conservation of energy, because the earth is its own energy, correct? We can extract the energy from the earth, but we cannot change it. I'm sorry, we cannot destroy it, nor can we create it, but we can change it a little. You know what I'm saying? We can change electricity into magnetism and make electromagnetism and stuff. Say what now?
No, I'm saying, yeah, it can only be transferred.
Yeah, it can only be transferred, and some laws can't even be changed. But yeah, man, this as true seekers, I'm not even gonna label us as flat earthers, but as true seekers, we really need to look into this. We really need to just focus on this topic. And something in me, that's why I really need to get into contact with Brother Sanchez, because something's in me, within me, is telling me it's telling me there is a tie. There is a connection between the laws of conservation and our ancestors. I just haven't found that connection yet. But I believe they knew what the conservation was. I got you, Marvin. Give me a second. Let me get my popcorn off the stove. But I believe they knew what conservation was, and they only told it through their. They only told it through. It's like they could tell it through all their drawings and hieroglyphs on all the walls. You feel me? Go ahead. I rest the flow. I need to run in the kitchen real quick. Go ahead.
Hey JT, I wanted to ask you and Huey something. Just to change topic for a second.
Go ahead.
What do you both think about like how far? And this is a totally different topic, but how? What do you guys think about how far we can actually see with the human eye?
Um.
Because we know it's not infinite, obviously.
Right.
But I'm just wondering, like, how far?
It's funny you say that because I'm on the road and I was looking like how the sky looks, how far I can look, and then the sky looks like it's big at the bottom of where I'm going, but I know that it's not really as far as I can see. So, I say a couple miles. No, I don't know. Man, how far is the sun? How far is the sky away? I believe it's as far as you can see from here. If it ain't a curve, I can see straight up. But then if the road curve, I can't see that far. The road won't curve. I can only see like up to 2 miles. So like I say maybe a mile, not even 2 miles. Maybe a flat lane. It seems like I can only see like a mile. I was just trying to see how far I can see in the mile chain. Like the time the mile chain around right. I mean, it's hard to say because the road is curved. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do y'all think Tesla? Yeah, Tesla talking about the 3 to 6 to 9. You think that has something to do with our sight?
It does make you wonder,
I mean, it makes you
but
wonder.
I'm really not sure.
This, like right now, I can see definitely further than I would just see because the road is straight. Like I can see all the way far 2 miles. You know what I'm saying? But it looks like it's the road. It looks like the sky is meeting the ground. You know that it's not. So like I was talking to Gary today, like we were talking about yesterday. The sky has to be a reflection, right? A mirror, sort of like, and
Right.
it's reflecting off of the water that the earth is on, that's on its plane, and it's just reflecting. You know that water is just reflection as well, right? It reflects.
Right.
So like we think that we looking up into the sky. I think that we just looking as far as it might be right here with us, like bro, it's like kind of crazy. I don't know. I think this shit is just reflecting from the bottom up. And it's just it's a mirror
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the sky really isn't that far away, maybe about 3 or 4 miles above us, and they just make us think that it's thousands and thousands of miles away.
I don't think it's that close to us for the simple fact. Yeah, that's about 7 miles right there. Yeah, this is about 7 miles, give or take.
Oh no.
Right. Hey Marvin,
Cool. Yeah, I was
put
just
your
wondering what
email.
what y'all's take on that was.
Hey Marvin and Empress, put your emails in the chat. I add you to the call.
Oh yeah, JT Empress, thank you very much if you're listening for your advice on getting rid of this flu. It definitely helped. I appreciate it. Much love. She actually gave me some ingredients on like a natural home remedy, a lot of citrus, things like that to take, and it definitely helped. A lot better than taking all that medicine you can get over the counter.
He can't. He gonna say, hey, you know what? He gonna say he like to like to follow Bill Nye or whatever. He gonna turn around and say that the Earth is not in the closed system when Bill Nye basically came out and said it. Let me see. Yeah. Fucking retarded as shit. Just got here on the debate team. I finna show these motherfuckers. What's good. Yeah, not even trying to learn nothing. He likes to debate just to argue, just to tell people they're wrong. Right. That's dumb. This is like a dumb question. Can you be a human and a primate at the same time, motherfucker? Mm-hmm. For the shit. It doesn't make any sense. Not to me, so I guess we both tripping. Right. Right. What up, Marvin? Welcome to the panel, bro.
What's good, Marvin?
Marvin, you there?
Everybody, I was having some audio issues. How y'all doing?
Hell, we good, bro. We good, man.
Chilling, bro. Chilling.
Different day, same truth.
Oh, what y'all talking?
Same story, different chapter. Yeah, man. I've really been stuck on this conservation thing because if we really tap into this, and I'm really gonna like stay on it probably for the next couple of weeks or whatever, till I'm able to recite it in my sleep.
Yeah.
Because it supports flat Earth all the way. All the conservation support flat Earth.
Yeah, that's true. I used to think that those things on like symbolism. Now understanding where we at, it seemed like it was all kind of literal. All the stuff that was low.
Mm-hmm. Right. when we when we understand, when we take all this shit literally and understand and really understand the laws of conservation, we know that the earth is no that our beautiful flat plane will never be destroyed.
Yeah.
You can't destroy nothing that was never created. You feel me? And you can't create nothing that can't be destroyed, basically. I mean, if you live out of, I shouldn't say that. That's a little cocky, but meaning like, you know what I'm saying? Basically, we know, so we know the earth can't be destroyed. So we know it's safe to say that it wasn't created either. It was already here. And the creator within it was already on it. That made everything else. That gave birth,
Yeah.
that gave birth to everything that came out of Mother Earth's womb.
Yeah.
Hey, tight.
Huh? It was here like, if you will, it would be the quote unquote creator was already placed, was he it was already here on earth as a caregiver. Yours a better choice of words.
Yeah, I think they tell people that the earth can be destroyed, so they just don't, so everyone's scared and they just don't care about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Has anyone even studying like with Gnosticism? With Gnostics?
Someone asked me that. I still haven't gotten to it yet. Mm-mm.
In the Gnostics, how the Gnostics go, it's so fields drop this sparks when the thing that came from it created this place. I don't know how much truth there is to it, but now I'm not sure. I'm kind of on the fence with it. That basically everything that we see here, our flesh and everything physical is of the Creator, but our consciousness is of another source. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And how all the mythologies and stuff, how the Christ image is supposed to be in us with all the mythologies. Every time Christ came back, they came back and destroyed, like with Sheba and all the other mythological characters that basically corresponds with Christ, well not with the Jesus, but Jesus didn't come back to destroy, but every other Christ that Jesus was a destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how things supposed to go. I don't know if it's us that if we're supposed to destroy this place or is it supposed to go on forever. I don't know.
The Earth.
It's questionable at this point.
This is the thing is, as far as the end of the world, the end of the world is not going to come in regard to destruction of this plane. The end of the world, because we know that the earth cannot be destroyed. The end of the world will come in the destruction of mankind, because we were created and we can be destroyed. We were the ones that were created, not the earth. We were created, and we can be destroyed. Prime example, my cousin was destroyed the same night the same day I talked to him coming home from church. The last word I said to him was "I love you." Later on that night, about 9 o'clock at night, he was murdered in front of his family, barbecuing in front of his house. You know what I'm saying?
I would say that he was transferred. No, I would say that he transferred his energy.
Right.
I say that he never died because we are positive and negative energy. We can never, just like the earth can't be created or destroyed, right? We
Right.
are energy that just transferred because we were energy that transferred through our father's penis into an egg. It transferred that energy. It transferred into this world, physical form. So we only transform. So all we continue to go on.
And I'm starting to look at that now too, though. Well, what you're saying is right. I'm starting to look at that now. I'm starting to look at that his energy probably had just went to another womb to get reborn again. You know what I'm saying?
Because death is just a blink. You gotta know that we got immediate death. Every time we blink, we go back into the dark and come back into the light. This is the process that we was created for. You feel me? And we just do it subconsciously, not even knowing. So when we go to sleep, we prepare ourselves for death. You feel me? But we don't know that death. As soon as we die, we go back into another form.
Right.
Another form to come back again.
Right. It's the body. I think it's the body that can be destroyed, I should say. But the energy inside that body can only get transferred. It can never be destroyed. Go ahead, Marvin. You got the flow, bro.
I'm about to say the question is though, is the goal to come back or is the goal to keep what we learned here and to stay out?
Huh? You lost me.
Are they tricking us to stay here? Are they tricking us to
stay
here and keep doing it?
Exactly.
I believe that it was just continual motion. Because if you eat an apple, right, it's like it's destroyed. But if it went into our body, it transfers its energy into our body. And once it transfers back into the earth, it will create itself again. You know what I'm saying? So we will create ourselves again. This is what they know, that we keep coming back and forth. That's why they so
they don't care about
pregnancy and trying to get the babies getting disconnected from us. Really, because if you knew that you came back, maybe baby will be able to talk more. We don't think that the baby is able to talk because when you first see it, it's going wow, 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 but it's talking frequency. It's operating in the form of tone. So you just out of the tone to be able to understand what it's saying. See, like that baby might come back in the earth and he got all the knowledge that he just left. You feel me? And it might come to take so I believe that's why as soon as the baby is born, they sucking the fucking soul out, the blood out the soul of the baby. Because the foot is where the soul comes from. That's why they put it out our head. That's where the soul comes from. You know what I'm saying? So they suck this out and then they inject it with vaccines, serum.
But hey, it could be where that footprint is. You know how every time you take a footprint of your baby, it could be where that footprint is. To trap that soul in that footprint.
This was JT just died and came back in. You know what I'm saying? Now, but like they probably do the fuck you are. You never know. Our fingerprints are so unique. They might come back in the same way because you are projecting your memory bank out of your memory. It's like fucking data bank. So when we got in our memory bank, it's projecting out our fucking lenses like a fucking camera. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even this conversation we had is something that was already in our memory bank. We just was memorizing and just reacting and acting on the impulse.
Right. Our social security number belonged to somebody else at one time. Our social security numbers are being recycled just like our energy is being recycled. Huh?
Like, or it might have belonged to you before, just another you in another lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Just like the with Jet Li, the one, it was
Right.
multiple of him in different dimensions. You know what I'm saying? And they
Mm-hmm.
recycled the power because he went to other dimensions, took them all to have all the fucking power. You feel me? Sort of like Lucy type shit. I don't know.
Well, if every time we're born here, have the same appearance. So when we got that knew you was just born again.
Right. But then they push it through the Bible. You got to be born again through the Christ Jesus. I'm like, no, you don't. Because you don't need no middleman. This is my thing. You don't need a middleman to get to heaven. Just like this. You don't need a. This is my opinion. I know a lot of flat earth Christians gonna crucify me for this, but I really don't care. You can shit, what was I going with this? I lost my train of thought. Go ahead, it'll come back to me.
I don't believe.
Oh yeah, now I remember. I'm sorry.
Our souls are sacred and ours, and that is nothing that can change its destiny or anything. It is what it is.
Right.
You don't need to do anything. Whatever is what you do. Whether you do anything or nothing, your fate is already laid out for you, regardless.
Mm-hmm. And what I was gonna say is, he dropped out. I guess he'd be back. And what I was gonna say is like, we didn't need a middleman to be put here, so why we need a middleman to leave?
Yeah, that exactly. The way I see it, this place is like what you see is what you get. On the what you see is what you get basis. It ain't no confusion.
Right.
It is what it is.
It doesn't make any sense.
Hey, so do you guys think what if you are reincarnated? Do you guys think the next vessel that your consciousness goes to, you remember the previous life?
I don't. So I think when you go inside that baby brain, you forget everything. I think once you're born again, that baby brain it don't hold all that stuff in it. It can't catch those frequencies.
I don't know. I've had plenty of dreams of me in a previous life. So maybe maybe the baby brain forgets it, but then when you go into that lucid dream type state or whatever, your memory is brought back. I know y'all seen Black Panther now. You seen how every time when he used that vibranium to heal himself or whatever, he goes into that dream. He goes into that dream state to talk to his dead ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Or he probably goes back into the past life or whatever, talk to his dead ancestors. This is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, maybe
but I've been thinking about that before that movie came out though. Huh? So what?
I was saying like maybe when you wake yourself up, maybe the stuff will start coming back to you in like waves or something.
Yeah, different frequencies of some sort. That's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. Who knows? It's all a mystery, man. All we can do is just keep on searching and seeking.
Right. One thing you can do. That's why you know, about a week or so ago when I looked into the laws of conservation, I got to thinking, and I was like, well, I actually started looking into it like several months ago. I just didn't attack it as I am now. And I got to thinking, I was like, wait a minute. This doesn't prove the globe at all. And if anything, this disproves the globe. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing on earth really changes. It can be transformed, you know.
Or transferred.
Yeah, just like when trees die, quote unquote die in the fall or whatever, in the autumn season, they're not dying, they're just going to sleep. And when they go to sleep, they lose their grasp on the leaves and shit. Just like if you went to sleep with your phone in your hand, eventually your body gonna come so relaxed. Your body gonna come so relaxed that your phone is gonna drop out your hand.
Maybe that's the what is this? Oh,
You see what I'm saying? All they did was change its form. It didn't really did. Really didn't get destroyed or anything.
maybe that's the real meaning of the infinite plane. Everything is infinite. Nothing dies and nothing goes away. It only transforms and transfers.
Hey, I like that. Now, for real, for real, for real. I think you understand me because this, to me, that sounds a little better than. Well, to me, it seems a little more acceptable, I should say, as in infinite plane with other places to go and stuff.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, nothing really dies here. Nothing really do die here. Not people, not animals,
Yeah.
not plants. You know what I'm saying? But I rest afloat. I've been long-winded enough. Now I guess we can build on a little more on the conservation. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Start it off.
Now let's not all talk at once now, family.
Hey, everybody can't use it right now.
Right.
Go ahead, bro. Hey, Ty, when you started off, brother.
No, no, I said I was being long-winded. That's why I said anybody else can pick up on whatever. I wish I could have that type of conservation of energy that Huey got over there with that paper. Yeah, his energy so conservative he can transfer it to a piece of paper and make it do whatever.
Maybe maybe the conservation is it's like how I put it. There's been our consciousness or something like that of serving the truth. So we keep on, so we won't keep falling into these kinds of deception how we are now.
Right. Mm, it looks like Huey got froze up, bro. Yeah, I think he got froze up. What up, Sean G? You want on the panel, fam? I'm doing good, bro. I think I posted a link in the. Okay, cool. My boy Sean G in the building. But yeah, let me bring up this article. Okay. Give me a second. I had to move it over though. Gotta move it over. Give me a second, fam. Okay. Let me share my screen. There it is. Y'all see my screen?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, we see it.
Okay, so y'all probably was already following from the watch page when I got down to this point, didn't you? And then this right here, what we're under is the conservation of electricity. Let me see. um, make sure I get the right name. It's basically just all it's called, but conservation of electric charge, but electricity. They should they should just get kept as simple. Conservation of electricity. Experimental evidence. Simple arguments rule out some types of charge non-conservation. For example, a magnitude of the elementary positive or negative particles must be extremely close to equal, differing by no more factor of 10 negative 21 for a case of protons and electrons. Ordinary matter contains equal numbers of positive and negative particles, protons and electrons, in enormous quantities. If the elementary charge on the electron and proton was slightly different, all matter will have a large electric charge that would be mutually repulsive. Huh. So what is it saying? The electric charge in the Earth's not that big? Basically, I mean, what you think it means? Two electric charges can't repulse each other? Can't repel each other, I mean? Anybody? What'd you think? Huey? Anybody? So what now? I couldn't hear you. So let's see. The best experimental test for electric charge conservation are searches for particle decays that would be in electric charge and is not always conserved. No such decays have been. I had to raise my eyebrow on that one. No such decays have ever been seen. The best experimental test comes from searches for the energetic photon from an electron decaying into a neutrino in a single photon. So E moves to V plus Y.
Oh,
According to this. But there are theoretical arguments such as single photon decays will never occur even if change is not conserved. Charge disappearing tests are sensitive to decays without energetic photons. Other unusual charge violating processes such as an electron spontaneously changing into a positron, and to let the charge moving into other dimensions. Coming. Hold on, we got disconnected, man. Thanks, I already bought them. Thanks.
What? Why can't he out the door?
I told you I would get some. I told you I was getting some.
Tiny, come back.
Come back in here, girl.
I'm scared. I scared her. That's how she gets back to me.
What?
I'm gonna put these on the.
Keep running out there.
I'm gonna put these on.
I'm taking her outside today.
I'm gonna. Hey, mommy. I'm gonna put these.
What you want me to do?
This height on the.
Just put it right here. Just put it right here. He ready for you to give him his bath. Go take that stuff
Okay.
off now, please.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, y'all.
Go.
Do appreciate y'all. Yeah,
Thank you.
I do appreciate y'all coming.
Let's go.
Dang, look on the whole thing. Yeah, look on the whole thing and crash.
You can shoot.
But I appreciate y'all coming out though, fam. Again, I'm gonna build on this topic for a while. You know, so we can really analyze it and look through it or whatever. Until then, I want to tell y'all to be kind to each other, stay true to yourself, stay flat, keep it flat. Class dismissed.